Hello everybody and welcome to another Peteman Reviews. Today we have the Decepticon Micromaster base known as Greasepit. As you can see, it's obviously meant to be a fill-in station. The one accessory this is missing is there should be a sign here which just advertises what it sells. That said, there's a sign there, so you're not really missing that much. Greasepit comes with, well, this guy is actually Greasepit and that's the fill-in station. Greasepit himself is just a redeco of the Ultimate Off-Road Patrol member, Mudslinger. As you can see, with the exception of the colour scheme, the two are identical. Is there a lot of difference in terms of this and the other ironworks I showed you? Principle's very similar in the way they transform. I think this one probably has more accessories. Ironworks perhaps looks slightly better. So you have, on the actual thing here, you have your ramp, which connects into the other bases of the era, such as Metroplex, Scorponok, probably into Fortress Maximus as well. The actual design itself of the gas station is quite good. It does look a bit odd here, because you can start to see some of the inner workings split through. That said, you know, it does its job, not a problem. There's plenty of room for a Greasepit up there and room for him to slide down. Transforming the Micromaster, you just flip those up like that, and then the head flips up like that. The transformation is identical to Mudslinger, as you would expect. And as far as Micromasters go, that's not too bad at all, really, is it? Fairly detailed. His head does seem a little bit far back compared with the rest of him, but otherwise, I think that works quite well. He's nice and stable, and that's always a bonus. Now, when it comes to transforming Greasepit, or rather the actual fill-in station side of things, you can remove the accessories. There's not really a lot of need to do so, given the way it transforms. So, as you can see, you kind of see how everything all locks together. So what you need to do is obviously unlock it. If you just look here, there we are, there's a little tab here. You press that in. I'm probably going to end up doing this the wrong way around. But you press the little tab in, and you can kind of see how this would all slide open like that. This forms a tower. Ignore the bits that are coming out at the moment. This then flips around like that. So you see what I mean about these parts here. You can take them off if you want to. That's fine. It doesn't really make any difference to how the actual base itself is affected. So within Greasepit, this is where it has the most accessories compared to Ironworks, and perhaps works a little bit better. So you have here an anti-aircraft gun, which is quite good. Mounted on this is a missile. Obviously you have to launch it yourself, but that's not a problem. And that just sits there, so you've got a full missile. So that's only the start of the accessories, but they're quite effective. That's probably all you need. However, you go up the top here, and this flips open. I'm not really sure what this is meant to be. It looks like searchlights, but you could equally have it as a control panel. Nevertheless, it is quite a useful point for you to be able to take Greasepit himself and stand him up here to give him something useful to do. Finally, this part here, of course Greasepit will fall off at the most inopportune moment, but never mind about that. That flips open and this flips up to reveal they don't actually launch, but yet more missiles, making it a pretty formidable defensive station. As you see, you've got a big missile here which you can fire yourself. More missiles, they don't launch, but they look quite good, and an anti-aircraft gun too. Quite a good range of playability and quite a good range of movement. Yeah, and just some size of scale. You've got a couple of the Autobot Battle Patrol. With all the oversized weapons on them, they do feel like an excellent fit with this same guy. Now, I guess they probably came out at a similar sort of time. You know, the Battle Patrol were the second wave of Micromasters, which would coincide about a similar sort of time with these guys. So the two, they feel quite good together with these guys specifically designed to attack this, or vice versa. There's not really a lot more to say. As far as little playmats goes, it's really very good. It's probably one of the best, in that it feels like it's a real proper defensive base. You can see practical uses to it. It's not just we've got a tool crane with a windmill on, which kind of worked radar-wise for Ironworks, but this feels a bit better. Okay, this bit here, I'm not quite sure what it's meant to be. But that could be a radar. At any rate, it gives you something to stand your little man. Equally, I guess he could just hang around in there. And he fits in there quite well. But it's the way this lines up. The fact you've got room for this as well, and you've got the missiles as well. The way they're all built in, I think that's particularly good too. The fact that when you transform it as well, all of these accessories fit within inside the wider bits, so you're less likely to lose them. Always a bonus. It just makes it easier for storage too. So there we are. That is the Micromaster Generation 1 Decepticon base Greasepit. Definitely worth getting hold of. You don't see them very often, but if you do, get hold of one because they are definitely worth it. Thank you very much for watching. Please do leave any comments below and I will see you on the next review. Thank you. Goodbye.